Hey, what's up, everybody? How's it going? It's Isaac here, and we're back with another video today. Today, we are going to be discussing some possible rumors and headlines for the Dallas Cowboys, America's team, my favorite team, the Dallas Cowboys. Of course, we've been hearing the rumors that Amari Cooper possibly will not be returning for the 2022 NFL season. Same thing goes with Demarcus Lawrence. We're also discussing possible implications of the franchise tag on Dalton Shultz, franchise tagging him over Randy Gregory, and possibly maybe some fits if we do, possibly some free agent fits that could replace an Amari Cooper or Michael Gallup, depending how our receiver room pans out. Starting off talking about Amari Cooper. Amari Cooper, since arriving in Dallas, he has been a solid wide receiver, a great receiver for the fans, for the team, for Dak Prescott. He has helped Dak Prescott develop in his career in the past couple of years. Fan favorite, we love him in Dallas, but when it just comes to the point where his production does not match what he's being currently paid, Amari Cooper is a $20 million a year wide receiver, or of course he's being paid like one. And in this past year, in the 2021 season, he has had, in 15 games, he did have 865 receiving yards to go with 8 receiving touchdowns and just under 13 yards per reception. If you guys wonder why I'm looking down, I have my laptop down here. I have my notes and the stats for these players. 800-yard receiver, 8 touchdown receiver isn't justifiable for paying $20 million. That to go along with the cap hit of other big contracts we have, like Ezekiel Elliott, Dak Prescott. These big contracts that we have are just eating up our cap room. Currently, as it sits, the Dallas Cowboys are $21 million over the cap right now, but just Amari Cooper and Demarcus Lawrence, both of their contracts combined come together at $49 million cap hit. So we need to make some room. We got to figure some things out. Of course, we have free agency coming up, the draft. Maybe we could focus on, if we do end up cutting these players, focusing on replacing them through the draft or through free agency. As far as the receiver room, pretty scary for the Dallas Cowboys right now. If the Cowboys do end up cutting Amari Cooper, they will be left with CeeDee Lamb and Semi. I always get his name wrong. How do you pronounce it? Semi Fehoko, the receiver that we drafted last year out of Stanford. Didn't really play that much last year, but those would be our 2 options left. As if we cut Amari Cooper and didn't sign any of our free agents that we have right now. We do have free agents like Michael Gallup, Cedric Wilson, and Malik Turner that are all possibly coming back if we re-sign them. There is a report that the Dallas Cowboys are getting closer in negotiations with Michael Gallup on a long-term deal. But even if they do re-sign him, there's no guarantee that he is available for the start of the 2022 season. He is coming off an ACL tear, and those take a while to come back from, of course, especially as a wide receiver where you pivot and launch off of that knee, you need stability in that knee to make your cuts, your moves, and everything. And that's just a very vulnerable spot for a receiver. As far as Demarcus Lawrence, he is set to make $19 million this year. Last year it was an injury-prone season. Of course, he had the issues with his back. He did have in 7 games 3 sacks. Of course, he has never been a big sack production type of defensive end. He's more known for his run support. I think he's rated as the number 1 run stuffing or run supporting defensive end in the NFL as of last year. That's what he's ranked at. But I mean, you don't pay $19 million for stuffing the run. You pay $19 million for a game wrecker, somebody that's going to go pressure the quarterback, strip sacks, forced fumbles, all that. That would be justifiable for a $19 million contract. But as of now, he is a possible casualty of the cap room. Possibly him and Amari Cooper both leaving this year, both being cut, if not hopefully traded for something else, but more likely than not possibly cut. Scary times for the Dallas Cowboys right now and their fan base. Going back to the Amari Cooper news, let's look at some possible free agents. If we do lose Amari Cooper, of course we have our own free agents that we could possibly sign. Michael Gallup, Cedric Wilson, Malik Turner, all possibly coming back. Some other options that we have looked at, or not that we have looked at, but that fans are speculating. Odell Beckham Jr., OBJ, coming off ACL tear in his knee during the Super Bowl, but he revived his career with the LA Rams, helping him throughout the playoffs and in the Super Bowl, actually scoring a touchdown in the Super Bowl. That definitely helped him, but then again, off of ACL tear, his market value shouldn't be as high as it otherwise should be. Also, another option that we do have, Juju Smith-Schuster from Pittsburgh. He is set to be a free agent this year. Of course, over the past couple of years since Antonio Brown left, he has been getting more and more attention from number one quarterbacks, not being as productive. But overall, I do believe that he will be a solid receiver. He is still a solid receiver, even especially if he comes back and plays with CeeDee Lamb as his number one. We don't know another receiver as number two. All the pressure wouldn't be on Juju Smith-Schuster as that number one option. I believe he's also a very viable option to replace Amari Cooper. Probably not replace the production, but I mean have another solid receiver replace the role that he had. At the same time, using the money from Amari Cooper to address other needs, resigning our own players, resigning players during, not resigning, but signing players during free agency, all to improve our team. Of course, we also have the draft coming up. Lots of options on receiver as the draft. Very speedy receiver classes here. Lots of sub 4.4s, some in the 4.3s. Very fast wide receivers this year. A lot of good options for the Dallas Cowboys. Maybe day one. We never know. First round receiver again. Possibly day 2, day 3. Looking at some receivers then. Good options out there. In other news, Dalton Shultz. Dalton Shultz is rumored to be getting the franchise tag over somebody like Randy Gregory. If Dalton Shultz gets the tag, I believe it's around $12 million a year. It's the average of the top 3 tight ends. Or I forgot the top tight ends, the average of their contracts. That's how much that the franchise tag is paid, fully guaranteed. So Dalton Shultz is about $12 million a year, and compared to Randy Gregory, I'm not sure what the price would be, but definitely in the $20 million range, around there. Also, just reiterating the urgency to get Dalton Schultz franchise tag or possibly re-sign on a deal. Of course, we've all heard the news about Blake Jarwin, about his possible career-threatening hip injury. He's not going to be available for next season, and he's being paid quite a bit. When we signed his contract in 2019 to extend him and pay him more money. Of course, he was not available last year that much. He played a little bit, and then of course he's not going to be available this year coming up. So just re-signing Dalton Schultz is going to be an even bigger priority than it already was. Also, I believe that some of our free agent options aren't looking as good. Specifically, I know a lot of fans wanted David Njoku from the Cleveland Browns possibly to come to Dallas. He was franchise tagged as of today. And I don't see the Cowboys getting any better, signing anybody else free agency over franchise tagging or extending Dalton Schultz. I believe Dalton Schultz is in the upper echelon of tight ends in the league. He is a great tight end when it comes to receiving. Does a lot better in blocking than most of us give him credit for. Definitely in the upper tier. I believe he's under the top three, of course, the big three: Mark Andrews, Travis Kelce, and George Kittle. He's under all of those, but still a very productive and good tight end. Around 800-yard receiver, about like 8 to 9 to 10 touchdowns a year. That's good production out of the tight end position. So yeah, guys, it's time. Time is ticking for the Dallas Cowboys. They're gonna have to make some big decisions coming up regarding Amari Cooper, Demarcus Lawrence, free agents, the draft, what players are gonna bring in to improve the team, to replace players that are coming out. A lot of tough choices coming up for the Joneses, Stephen Jones, Jerry Jones, Will McClay, the whole front office of the Dallas Cowboys. They're going to have to make some big decisions coming up, definitely. But can't say we're not used to it. As a Dallas Cowboy fan, the team always has our heart racing, always has us on the edge of our seats, seeing what they'll do next. Hopefully what they do is good and not bad and benefits the team overall and improves us going forward. There you have it, guys. Went over all these topics. Let me know what you guys think about these topics. What should the Cowboys do? Should they cut Amari Cooper? Should they extend him, possibly lowering his cap hit? Let me know in the comment section below. Same thing with Demarcus Lawrence. Same thing. Who should they franchise tag? Dalton Shultz, Randy Gregory. Who's more deserving of the franchise tag? And who do you want to see the Cowboys draft or possibly bring in during free agency? Let me know in the comment section down below. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching. Peace out.